Alright folks, let's just quickly go over the market, starting with the YM. On the upper left hand side I have the daily. Underneath that I have a Renko, which simulates the hourly but chops it up into bricks. On the right hand side I have a 5-minute. Above that a minor twin figure chart, not like, with a small box size. Anyway, so starting off with the YM, there was selling pressure, more selling pressure, then it went into a spring position and rallied up. There's a lot of, the biggest that's a lot of selling pressure here. It breaks this low, but immediately the buyers step in. As soon as it breaks support, the buyers step in, which means it has no follow through, putting it in a spring position. So, it remains to be seen, but it's in a spring position. When it goes into a spring position, what do you see? You see buyers step in, 88,000, pull back on 68,000, up on 40,000, pull back on only 12,000. Then it breaks out, tests, and continues rallying up. You see it goes from 88,000, 40,000, 75,000 to 43,000. So where's the supply? You had some supply here, but after that it just evaporated. So until there's more supply, you gotta be bullish, at least in this shorter term uptrend. And you could call it like a pullback. I don't know, if you're bearish you would see this as a pullback, but until you have evidence that it's bearish again on a lower time frame, can't really say anything other than it's up from this point onward. From this point onward up here. So that's the level. We'll probably see a pullback to it. See what happens there. On the 5-minute, did it offer a trading opportunity? It wasn't visible. It wasn't visible because the pullback here was on 13. Meaning it's a pretty big selling pressure down and good distance down too. So it's pressure. Only time we were told that the market might go up was right here when it pulled back on only 18 and 15, and the selling pressure evaporated to the point that the up volume was 50, the pullback is only 17. That's 3 times more up volume than down volume. Here it's 74 and 14. So that's when you figure, oh shit, it's going up. Okay. So what to say about this market is nothing. Might pull back some and offer a buying opportunity. The trend is still up. Just because it broke the support level, so what? It immediately got right back up. So let's move on to the next. For crude, here's the level to watch. See what happens on the pullback there. The thing with crude is it could be in a potential minor spring position. You see when it went down right here, followed up, and then went back down, and then immediately followed up right here. So this is interesting, and it accumulated right here. It pulled back on 130 and then 174. That 174, I believe, is accumulation or reaccumulation, however you want to view it. Reaccumulation is like minor accumulation on the pullback within an uptrend, and accumulation is a major accumulation at the bottom of a downtrend. Anyway, so over here you have that high volume accumulation brick, reaccumulation brick. So we'll see as it pulls back what happens. Right now it is at a resistance area though, because you see that 164 that caused the move down. It's tagging that, and as it's tagging that, it seems a little spent. It seems that demand is spent. Look at all this volume that came in. So I think it's time to see a pullback test opportunity. And it's against these highs already, so let's move to the next one. Gold, all it did was pull back to this area was tested, it rallied. So what happened? It went back to resistance. So now what? Now it's going back to support. But since this support the demand was already taken at this support, it went slightly lower into the 41 brick right here. Because 73 was tested, so now it just goes a little bit lower. And buyers were there, they came in, they rallied. Not a lot of volume though. You see, it's not that much. 72 is where the accumulation came in because buyers stepped in right here. Buyers stepped in here. How do you know? Look at the immediate fall through on the upside. 72 is the biggest volume in the entire downswing. Why? Because it's a minor climax. What is that? Climax is a form of accumulation. One side is panic selling, the other side is buying. The panic, which is accumulation also. So anyway, they bought it here and now it goes up here. Now what's interesting is this spike in volume right here. We're 110 against this resistance level. So I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Is this absorption or is this an attempt to break out? That I'm trying to figure out. Like, I don't know yet, because here you can see 110. That's the most amount of volume in this entire upswing out of all the bricks. All the bricks. Look on 72, 27, 59, 29, 42, 110. All the bricks here. All the bricks here. All the bricks up to here. Up to here. So that is meaningful. Now, why is that so? Is it because it's absorbing? Is it because it's distribution? Is it because it's climaxing? It's one of those. I mean, you could tell from the 5-minute chart that it was caused by this sideways movement here. So I'm not really sure what it is, but I wouldn't be quick to judge because it's at a resistance level. So typically they're going to try to absorb, and at the same time they might try to distribute, but it's difficult to tell. So just wait. Just wait. The other thing you note is this swing has a good amount of volume, and that's it. The other, I mean, over here on this downswing you had a lot of pressure, but whatever. Trend is still up. All it did was come back to a support level and rally. So let's move to copper. Copper, it's pulling back. And as it pulls back, it's getting interesting. I don't see any high volume buying here, but there is a minor buying like here. And just have to kind of wait and see what happens. But this is intriguing me because it went up here, they sold, tested, they sold, and the buyers broke through. And now they're trying to tag this higher resistance level. And their sell is still there, but how long will they be there? How much pressure can they put on the buyers to take it down? I don't think so, not a lot. So here it's getting really interesting because the trend will resume. This trend is an uptrend, so just have to catch it. Catch the euro again, like here you had a spring, the spring had a rally, you have a test of a spring. You know how powerful test of a spring is. Like, it's one of the best trading opportunities is a test of spring. As it tested, they found this little reaccumulation area, had high volume buying here and here, 86. 86 is the most amount of volume, at least on an up brick. So this was the initial buying right there. Pulled back some, bought some more. Here's the buying with follow through. Alright, so now it goes to a resistance area. There's some selling at resistance and coming back to test the highs. But here, I think this market might pull back to test this accumulation brick. And when it does, you want to be ready. So, I mean, that's all there really is to say about it. It's just, now, is that whole thing accumulation? I'm not really sure. But that 86 right in this area, look at this. Look at this thing. This is a giveaway right there. Right, that's not a small amount of volume. Relatively speaking, it's the biggest volume on or out of most of the bricks, definitely the up bricks. So that shows that they were already buying, probably because of the test of the spring, which was a very nice little spring, which is what you want to see. And the volume has increased now from 65, 45, 86, 52 to 440. So what does that mean? Ding, 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 ding. 140. Thrust shortened, volume picked up, volume here dissipated. That's the smallest amount of volume in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, followed by high volume on the upside. So I really think that a pullback to test is what I want to take a look at. Okay, and that's all, folks. Thank you. And again, I'm not a advisor or anything like that. It's just my opinion, and trade at your own risk.